Hi Leo. So today I have a reading for you for the next 3 months. This is going to be about what soul lessons you are encountering and are here for you in the coming months in regards to you expanding in your spirituality, your path that you've embarked on, the spiritual journey that you're on in this lifetime, kind of what's coming through for you in the next 3 months. That is for April, May, and June. Also, this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. If you have two or more placements in Leo in your chart, you could also find this helpful. But yeah, I'm just going to start, Leo. We're going to pull the 3 soul lessons that you're going to, to be encountering in the next 3 months. All right, so let's see. So yeah, I'm going to do oracles, I'm going to do tarot. We're going to dig into the months a little bit more, especially into the lessons that are coming through here. And we're going to end with some advice as well. So yeah, let's get into your reading, Leo. Oop. Okay, so this seems to be April here for you. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Believe it or not, Leo, I've never gotten this card in any reading. I don't know. It's interesting. I really have not, because I have pretty good memory of like what cards look like and stuff, and I don't I don't remember this imagery. I'm pretty sure I've never gotten this. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying it's interesting that your reading starting with it's. I know I cannot change the past. All right, maybe that's a new. I wanted to say that's a new concept for you in April that you're encountering, but obviously that is not new to anybody. We all know that we cannot change the past. However, learning that lesson at a soul level for you stems also from having a lot of compassion, a lot of sympathy for yourself, because you have to just, you have to agree in a sense with yourself, saying you have to just allow yourself to believe that things are what they are. What happened happened, and now it's just a moment to move forward. There's just potential in the future. There's no point in dwelling in the past anymore. It's what honestly feels like the month of April is bringing forth for you. All right, let's look at May. This one's speaking to me here. Wow. Very, very hard lessons here for you, Leo. Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Quite literally ties into the other card. It's almost like maybe April is triggering because it's bringing up a lot of regret, a lot of what ifs. And now in May, you kind of have to realize that, again, and learning this, implementing this into your path, into your soul growth, saying, okay, well, I cannot change the past. I know I've made mistakes, but they are opportunities for me to learn. This is how you need the mentality that you're being asked to have here. And then let's look at June. Let's see what June has to say for you guys. Well, yeah, quite literally. Of course, it's growth, because going through such hard lessons in June, look at you, growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. It's almost like these really hard lessons here, the hardness of these 2 months. And I'm not saying it's going to be hard like in your everyday life. It's almost like, again, this is about your spiritual growth, kind of the growth that you do on your own time. Obviously, it extends to your outside world and the relationships that you have, the things that you need to do or not do, everything, literally, quite literally, your life. However, this very much feels like an internal thing that you're going through, where this could be the shadow work that you're facing, a very spiritual sense, these two lessons for you. And then in June, it's like there's a mastery of them, there's growth, and you crave more growth. Not necessarily in the harshness that this is, because this feels very, very much like challenging for you, but you like the challenge. You realize that it has led you to growth, and now you crave more of it. If anything, maybe some of you are just about to embark on a, spiritual growth. It's not the end all be all, and it's not that you start and then you finish. It's forever ongoing, right? It's almost like that's what June is kind of making you realize, and it's also making you realize that you go through cycles of growth. You tackle something and it could come back around, but it's an opportunity for you to kind of just move through that energy a little bit faster. Whereas maybe you've lived, a lot of us, not just you, not pointing fingers, a lot of us could have probably lived in regret for years. We could go years living in regret. We could go years living in the energy of I'm a failure, nothing works out for me. Years, we could be in that energy for years. However, eventually we move out of it if we start with this growth, implementing the things that we have learned, whatever it might be for you, right? Okay, but you're doing it in a month. In a month, maybe you've dealt with regret for many years. You've dealt with feeling like a failure for many years, and you maybe for you it feels like you've moved away from that. You're on the spiritual journey, and you've slowly have moved away from that, in the sense of like that's not your complete reality 100% of the time. However, Leo, it's coming back around, but it's coming, I'm even seeing it here. It's coming back around to show you how fast you get out of it, how easy, not necessarily easy in the sense of it's a breeze, but easy in the sense of you don't dwell on this forever. Okay, it's like you observe the lesson that you need to quite quickly. It's again, all of us know this, okay? It's not, and if you haven't experienced it in your life, I'm sure you've experienced it in the sense of seeing other people live in this way, where we could truly live in regret and feeling like we're failures for years, okay? Years at a time of our lives. And you are moving through this energy in months, okay? That is incredible. All right, let's see what your overall advice is here. I love it. I love this card. Receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. Okay. I can see why that's your overall advice here, because June is kind of going to be like a culmination point for you in the next 3 months, in this quarter of the year, if you will. And because you've been moving through really, really tough cycles, really tough energies here, it could be a little hard for you to kind of, especially again, if you are dealing with regret, if you're dealing with feeling like a failure, or feeling like, maybe you haven't taken the opportunity to learn as much as you could from each lesson that has been presented to you. There's a lot of like beating down yourself a little bit, okay? Kind of stepping away from the confidence that you have in yourself, and seeing yourself in a new light, not in the best light sometimes. But Spirit is pulling you out of that. There's a gift coming your way. The gift itself could be you realizing that you've done so much growth. Like I was saying earlier, like you move through this energy so fast. It's beautiful. You're being, that could be the reward itself. Let me put you guys up a little bit here. All right. That could be the reward in itself as well. But there's also some goodness coming your way, especially at the end of June. I know Leo season starts in June, so maybe it could be around your season, around Leo season. There's some goodness coming your way, and you have to practice receiving. You have to practice allowing goodness to come in. Okay, you deserve it. It's what this card is saying too. Believe that you're worthy. Okay. All right. Let's see. I was gonna grab the tarot, but first I'm going to do the Shaman's Dream Oracle for each month, and then I'm going to dig into it with the tarot, okay? Let's see what April has to say for you here. You know what's interesting? I just did the Aries reading. I started with Aries because we're in Aries season. And this is the last card that they got. It's really interesting. Because their message at the end was also about learning to receive, being in the Empress energy, if you will. Maybe you guys have some Aries placements and you might want to look at that reading. You don't have to, but that could be significant for some of you. Okay. Benefactor, grace and generosity. Okay. That's April here for you. All right. There's that need to have grace for yourself, grace with yourself, especially when you're feeling that regret, knowing that you cannot change the past. If anything, you're the benefactor of it. If you want to look at it in a way where you are the benefactor of your regrets or your missed opportunities, of the failures that you've encountered, because now you get to grow because of them, okay? All right. Let's see what May has to say for you. Ooh. Okay, no, all right. You guys, your energy is it's definitely here. Look at that, you're flipping cards for me. All right, let's get serious, Leo. Let's see what May has to say for you. Yeah, it was this one all along. All right. Hollow bones, teachability. That's that failure. That failure is teaching you something. It's the fact that it says, I understand that mistakes is only an opportunity to learn, and the card that comes out to explain that further is teachability. Hollow bones, again, it's like you could be hollow, and this wants to this feeling that you're encountering, this soul lesson wants to fill you with knowledge. It wants to teach you something about yourself, and also the world, and how you play a part in it. How everything is in divine timing for you as well. Very beautiful, Leo. Very beautiful. All right. And June. Let's see what June has in store for you here. Wow. Straddling world, wandering between realms. Well, you are expanding your consciousness and your awareness, so it makes sense that you are in between worlds. You're also very tapped in spiritually. Maybe this gift is coming in for you here. It's a spiritual gift, and you have to, because she's holding it makes me think of like a crystal ball. Maybe you're gaining your sight in some way, in a spiritual way. The veil is very thin for you, it seems. You travel between worlds very easily. This just got very, very, very metaphysical, very interesting here. Wow. That's beautiful. Again, your reading it's incredibly beautiful. You're going through such meaningful and deep transformations, and I don't know. It's beautiful. I just keep saying that because that's what it feels like. All right, let's see, Leo. Let's look at April again. Let's see what the tarot has to say for that. Perhaps the regret that you have here, because now I have to look at the whole thing, right? How these things tie in with each other. Maybe the regret here is regarding a past relationship, a past connection, someone you truly feel like you've been in love with, loved, still love. But again, you cannot change the past. Don't beat yourself up about what shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't kind of way. You know, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna learn from it. You're getting out of that energy, and things will happen if they need to. Wow, yeah, it definitely does feel like it was something to do with a commitment that you've. It's almost like it never started, but you wanted it to be something committed, something solid, very meaningful, very spiritual as well because of the Hierophant. Page of Wands. Okay, that makes sense too. Maybe you approach this very maybe it was a very deep soul connection that you had with someone, but in that moment when you guys encountered each other, you were in the page energy, you know, the childlike energy. Maybe you wanted freedom, you wanted something else, you didn't want a commitment per se, because just how this looks like the page is looking away from the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is about institution, something very much you know, the pillars make me think of something solid. If I'm talking about a relationship, which was what I picked up right away, it's like this is very much like marriage, a solid commitment to someone. You weren't ready for that. This is also why you should not dwell in regret, because if you're not ready, you're not ready. You know, it could be the right person, wrong time, right person. I don't know. There's something there about that. But it's okay. Don't dwell in it. You weren't ready. Okay? It wouldn't, if you were ready, it would have happened. Okay? It's kind of like, that's what I feel May is kind of teaching you, kind of like reaffirming you of. Where, you know, where you think you've made mistakes, it's not really. They were just opportunities for you to learn. It was the fact that you can look back at this. It's almost like the divine is here saying, in June, you're going to look back at this. You're going to look back at it when you felt regret about your past, and you're going to see the lesson in it. You're going to look back at when you felt like you were a failure, like you made mistakes, and you're going to see also how much you've learned from it. There's beautiful energy ahead of you. It's just a little bit of getting there. It takes a little bit of effort on your part, a lot of deep getting to know yourself. Maybe there's a lot of inner transformation for you to get to this point here. But it's happening quickly. I mean, it's happening in months, okay? Look at that. Death and rebirth. My goodness. The fact that it's bones as well. Wow. It's like you're... Whatever it is that this is tied to, you would know what it is. For some of you, it very much feels like it's past relationships or relationship, right? Definitely does feel that way. It's teaching you a beautiful lesson. How you've acted is triggering a lesson for you. How things did not work out or did, how what happened or did not happen, it all kind of just comes together to fuel this death and this rebirth. It's a new dawn, if you will. It's a sunrise back here. It's enlightenment of some kind. It's like, that's why it's teachability, because it's like you're getting the knowledge, you're acquiring knowledge from this. You're taking the opportunity to learn quite literally, and you're learning, okay? Look at that. The Four of Wands. And it helps you build a new foundation, a solid foundation, one that helps you believe in yourself, but also you feel like if you encounter this again, you have a solid way, a specific way that you can go about dealing with it, kind of forging forward through the challenges, if you will. That's very beautiful. Just because of the death, he looks like a knight, so he's moving. There's movement. You're moving towards this. It's you're mastering. It's not even a question about it. The Four of Wands means foundation. It's also union, and it feels like very much union with self. If this is also very much tied to someone else, and this is not a love reading, my intention here is to tap into the lessons that you're learning for your self growth. But it makes sense that it could be attached to someone else, or you could parallelly be growing in the same, learning the same lessons, growing because you're going to be together after you learn these lessons. That could be for some of you too. There's union. There is. This is not childlike anymore. This is not the Hierophant being presented to you. This very solid thing, this very committed thing being presented to you, and you turning your back on it. It was meant to, because then you're growing. You've grown because of it, and then you're ready for this. It's okay. It's all going to make sense to you somehow, some way. I can't wait for that to happen for you. The answers that you need are coming as well. I'm hearing, like, quite literally. All right. Let's see what June has to say. And it also makes sense, the in between realms here, says you're going through from death and rebirth. It's like you're solidifying yourself into this newness, into this growth that you've accomplished, that you've done, that you've been through. And sometimes it takes a little while for the past version of us to kind of completely die off, to kind of completely fade away, and we step into the newness. Okay, so it makes sense that you're like in the in between here. Whoa, 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 whoa! The Emperor. All right. Talk about confidence, and from a page to an emperor. Wow, my goodness. That is incredible, Leo. That is truly incredible. And you know what? The fact that I said that, like, over here, it's like, something, a huge commitment was being presented to you or whatever. This very much feels like it's spirit as well. It's spirit, and this could be you, and this could be the other person, right? Spirit very much, it's almost like orchestrating this whole thing where, it made you realize that you weren't ready for such a thing, even though you want such a beautiful connection. You weren't ready. So you walked away from it, but it led you to growth, okay? Quite literally. A death and a rebirth of some aspect of yourself. You've grown tremendously. And then here you are with a new foundation. And then here you are as an emperor. This is incredible. Confident. Sorry, a card fell. You're confident. You are dedicated. You are in your power. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. You're not down here anymore. You are in your own throne. Okay, you're not a page. You are the emperor now. That's incredible. That is incredible. 4 could be significant for you. 44, 444. Maybe you are 44 years old. You're about to be 44. 4 is significant. 4 is about foundations. So you have built, okay, you have built a very solid foundation here, without a doubt. Wow. And you're doing it quick too. My goodness. 3 months. 3 months. Obviously, it's not just 3 months. This has been your entire lifetime. You've built up to this, but it, it's also significant, and props to you for kind of this year is just going to be very significant for you. Wow, look at that. Okay. Okay. Give me a second here because the page is interesting. Maybe you've walked away from love in the past because you felt inadequate for it or something like that. That's interesting, Leo. But here you are giving it a chance again. But the thing is, you have to realize that you're giving it a chance. You're falling into love again, but you're doing it. Um, the childlikeness here does not. It's not as. It's not that it doesn't. I was gonna say it doesn't bother me as much as this one, but it's understandable as well. Where if you approach love again with a very childlike mentality, with a very innocent way about you, very much, very much baby steps it seems for love. Tulips could be very significant for you. They're also saying you're stepping into your power here, but take things slow. Maybe this is also the gift that's coming in for you. It's an offer of love. Um, it's a very beautiful offer. It could be something small at first, but it feels like it has a lot of potential. The cards keep falling. I feel like that's your energy. You might be a little restless. All right, I want to just shuffle a bit, and now I want to see what the bottom of the deck ends up being, okay? Because I feel like it's going to be significant. Look at that. The star. I love it. I love it. Healing. Yeah, definitely. I feel like these lessons, these soul lessons for you, are are going to bring a lot of healing to you. Also, wish fulfillment. Also, they keep you balanced. You worked at this. Maybe you have been around this energy or tapping into your growth here since Aquarius season, because this is Aquarius. I also have to mention we have Taurus, Scorpio, and Aries energy here. And Aries could be very significant because I pointed out the Aries reading when I pulled this card, and that could be significant for you. Oddly enough, in the Aries reading, I got the Empress, and then here you are, Leo, as the Emperor. So if you are connected to an Aries in any kind of way, you might want to look at the Aries reading, because that could be significant for you. And if you have Aries placements and Leo placements, this could have to do with your divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Kind of, there's an internal union for you here. There's balance. There's a beautiful merging of energies within you happening, but it could also extend to someone outside of you, obviously. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna do some advice, and then I'm gonna do one of the animal spirits, okay? I'm gonna leave the reading with that. All right, so let's see what the advice is here for April. Awareness. I love it. Okay, okay. Wake up, roll the clouds away, and look. Oof. Yeah. Spirit really does not want you to dwell in regret and what could have been but didn't. None of that. There's a movement forward. There's awareness. You're seeking it and you're gaining it as well. All right. Let's look at May. Grounding. The beginning is where you need to be. Oh, that is interesting. The beginning is where you need to be. There's a lot of lessons. There's a lot of epiphanies, it feels like, for you in May. You got to ground that energy in. And I feel like you're doing it because these are literally in the ground. That's the foundation that I was talking about. And Scorpion energy, the death card, is very much about It's very spiritual. There's just a lot of mythicalness to it, but you're meant to ground those lessons, and you are going to. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's look at June. Your reading is incredible, Leo. Incredible. All right. June. Longevity. Plan for and take the dedicated path. Plan for and take the dedicated path. Well, that makes sense too, actually. That makes sense. I feel like it ties into your in between worlds, but you're leaving one and you're stepping into another. It's like you're you're becoming a new, and you are the emperor. You're dedicated to the path that you want to take. This offer that maybe you want to offer someone or someone's offering you. Wow, that's beautiful. That's all right. Last card here. So let's see what spirit animal wants to be here in your reading. My intention with one of these cards that's gonna come out here is, if you see this animal moving forward, it should be confirmation for you. Sign of synchronicity that you are maybe surrounded by your spirit guides in that moment. You're supported in that moment. Whatever you need it to be, right? However you want to take it, this animal is going to be significant. It also has a message for you for your next 3 months. Fire ant, fire energy. I love it. You are a fire sign. You deserve to have some fire energy, all right? It's like you're in your element. I like that. I like that very much. All right. Let's see, Leo. Let me read for you about the fire ant. Ants are incredible creatures. All right. If I could find it, right? All right. Fire ant. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. When in balance, thoughtful and disciplined. When out of balance, argues, excess heat, gossip to bring into balance, solo time, walks at night. That's interesting, walks at night. All right. Fire and energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalance rather than our imbalances, rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. That's that regret thing and that failure thing. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. All right. When these triggers are happening, the fire ants are here to tell you that take some time to yourself. It's time to go within, and going within is how you achieve this state of transformation, which is coming with the death card, right? Death and rebirth. But overall, I feel like you guys are definitely, it's like you're mastering them. Excuse me. That's confirmation. It's like you're mastering some huge lesson here, some life lesson here, and you do so with confidence in yourself, and believing that what happened, but you can learn from it and you can move forward. Okay, take that into the next 3 months. Take that kind of mentality moving forward. And I really hope the best for you coming up. Thank you so much, Leo, for watching. I really hope that this helps. And brings you clarity, had some confirmations and synchronicities for you. And I'll see you in the next readings.